Don't worry, in the back, mine won't take long. Hi, I'm David Beckman, and I'm going to talk to you about honeybees today. So, there are many things that contribute to keeping our world healthy and bountiful, but would you guess that the extinction of one tiny little insect about the size of a raisin could cause the world we know to transform into a barren land where all plant life struggles to grow? Well, this is what would happen if honeybees were to go extinct. As I began researching honeybees, I just kept thinking, like, how is this tiny little insect going to affect the world so greatly, and how is it going to go extinct? I mean, they're everywhere. If you live in Savannah, you walk around the squares and you see honeybees on all of the flowers, so what's the big deal? Like, I never knew that they were going anywhere. But as I began researching, I found out that I was wrong, and little did I know that these small little SCAD mascots aren't as small as you may think. The honeybee is incredibly complex and probably one of the most active creatures in the world too. Sadly, honeybees are threatened with an extinction that will impact humans as they provide us with several benefits, and they are threatened with an extinction that will damage our environment as well. And they are threatened with an extinction that could be prevented with our help. Honeybees are threatened with an extinction that will impact humans as they provide us with several benefits, and there is a large pyramid that the honeybee's benefits trickle down, affecting each species differently, providing essential services necessary for each species as an individual to survive. One of the most interesting benefits of the honeybee is directly targeted towards us, being humans. Let me present you with a scenario. If you were stuck out in the wilderness and you had to supply your body with essential nutrients to survive, what would you end up doing? Well, if I were stuck out there, I would probably go try and find berries, water, and some source of protein. But if I tried to find berries, I don't know which ones are edible. If I tried to find protein, there's no chance that I could actually get it. The only thing I'd probably get is water. But after researching, I found out all you really need in the wilderness to survive is honey. And this is because honey is the only food that includes every necessary substance in order to sustain life. It has enzymes, vitamins, minerals, and even water. Also, it is the only food to contain an antioxidant called pinocymbrin, which is associated with improved brain functions. Also, honeybees are threatened with an extinction that will damage the environment, and these bees improve the environment while remaining the only species to not prey on another. Honeybees not only help sustain our environment, they help our environment to thrive. They do this through pollination, which transfers pollen and seeds from one flower to another, fertilizing the plants to help them grow and produce foods. Cross-pollination affects 30% of the world's crops and 90% of the world's wild plants. Annually, honeybees help to pollinate $15 billion worth of U.S. crops, while also providing about $150 million worth of honey. Without bees to pollinate our crops, it would cost us up to $5.7 billion to pollinate them ourselves. So these bees are providing us a huge service just by doing what bees do. Honeybees are threatened with an extinction that could be prevented with our help. Colony collapse disorder, which is known as CCD, is the term used to describe the mass disappearance of honeybees. There are several factors contributing to the declining population, such as global warming, pesticide use, habitat loss, and parasites. Global warming has caused flowers to bloom at irregular times, making it hard for bees coming out of their hibernation to go pollinate to get the nutrients necessary to have a proficient pollinating season. Pesticides used on farms can harm bees, which is mainly only an issue in the US because outside of the US, pesticides that are harmful to bees are banned, so only US pesticides are harmful to bees now. Honeybee habitats are also declining due to new developments, abandoned farms, and gardens with flowers that aren't friendly to pollinators. And lastly, parasites harmful to bees consist mainly of mites, which latch onto the bees and injure them. So honeybees provide several benefits to humans. They are the only creature to improve the environment and not prey on another species, and without our help, honeybees could go extinct, drastically affecting our environment. Any questions? Yes.
Have you heard about the genetic link that they think CCB's from?
I have not heard about that.
In like commercial beekeeping. They introduce new queen bees like every 1 or 2 years or like every 6 months, and so like the little worker bees like don't have that like succession gene to like get the queen or whatever, and the queen stops laying, and like they lay like 3,000 eggs a day. So by like if they stop like a month from when they stop, like everything will die out pretty much, because like 3,000 bees are laid a day, but like 3,000 die.
Mm-hmm.
So like all of the
So it's not adding more bees; it's just keeping the same amount.
yeah, and then they all die off. So like that's why, or that's I don't know. This one dude who does commercial beekeeping that's like his hypothesis towards it. Like everyone else just like thinks it's like pesticides or mites or something, but he thinks those are more symptoms than the cause of CCD. It's pretty cool.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Did you see that documentary? It was on Netflix. I don't remember what it's called.
Was it called a bee movie?
Yeah.
Was
it
it
was,
that
no,
wasn't a
I don't know. There was a
documentary?
really good documentary about it. But now you care about the bees, because I remember watching that and I was like, ah. But have you tried the Savannah honey?
I have. It's the
really
best.
good, yeah.
The honeycomb is the
honeycomb,
best.
yeah.
Yeah.